Dollars for the surprise.
Well, okay. So here's what we got. Okay, if I'm looking up online because it happened like 6 hours ago, and I've been doing this stuff, so I didn't see any of this stuff. But allegedly, Carson Wentz says if Hurts is going to be the starter, if he's relegated to being a backup, and by the looks of it right now, Jalen Hurts, the first half of the game, has 177 yards, 3 TDs, no interceptions. He did have a fumble that went out of bounds, okay? If you're an Eagle fan, if you are, if you're the Eagles brass, you're looking at this and saying, yeah, Carson, we want to trade too because you stink. This team reacts better with Jalen Hurts than with Carson Wentz. I mean, the fact that they've got 20 points. And if I look through, let me look at the Eagles' schedule and see how many times they scored 20 points. Um, I'm sorry, I don't have that off the top of my head. But with Carson Wentz, they scored 20 points in the first quarter of this game alone. And let me pull up the numbers here. Against Washington, they scored 17. Against the Rams, they scored 19. Against Cincinnati, they scored 23. Against San Francisco, they scored 25. So far, we've got 2 out of the first 4 games they scored in the whole game that much. They scored 29 against Pittsburgh, 28 against Baltimore, 21 against the Giants, 23 against us. Yeah, they scored 17 against the Giants, 17 against the Cleveland Browns, 17 against Seattle, 16 against Green Bay. So you're looking at right now, in the first half of a game, the Eagles scoring more points in a half of a game than they have in half of their games with Carson Wentz in the center. Literally, you have to look at this again. The same situation that Carson Wentz is a quarterback that was good for one season, 2017, but since he got hurt and Frank Wright left, he's just not that good. He is not that good. He leads the NFL in his time in the NFL in fumbles and interceptions. Yes, he's got a lot of touchdown passes, but you always heard a lot of the players, half of the locker room, wanted to keep Nick Foles. And when you think about after the knee injury, he came back, he was 5-6, and they only had one victory under him over a team with a winning record, and that was the Colts. And the Colts at that time were like 1-3, and after that they went on a run. So from the standpoint of what the Eagles have done with him, last year they got to the playoffs, but I'm going to put another nail in the coffin. Nelson Aguilar last year averaged about 9 yards per reception. Right now with the Raiders, he's averaging 16. So you're seeing a player who was working with Carson Wentz now all of a sudden making big plays. You're seeing an offense.
Carson Wentz for a nap.
Carson Wentz for a nap?
That's what he said. I'll trade Carson Wentz for a nap.
Oh, man. Look, they're doing memes of him, Carson Wentz for a nap. And the second.
That's what Philip 500 said on his screen.
Oh, wow. He said that.
Yeah, he said it while I mentioned about.
Wow. So Philly 500 is ready to get off the Wentz bandwagon?
He believes that Carson Wentz probably will trade him anyway.
Well, now the question will be is, you look at the draft capital they put out for him. Okay, 2 number ones, a second, a third, a fourth. You're not getting that much back. You're just not. It's just not.
Opportunity to build a team around Hurts.
It's not going to happen.
Get the draft capital straight. Once they get the cap straight.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be basically it's going to be giving him away. Is what you're doing, and just getting the problem out of there. And I think that you're going to need. Look at that, wide open, getting the guy wide open. Well, you did not see Carson Wentz making the plays.
Carson Wentz, it lessens the burden.
Well, you're going to have to take a hit to do it. It'll lessen it down the road. It's going to be short-term pain for long-term gain.
But it's going to be, if you let him go, it's going to be $50 million.
Right.
If you trade him,
trade him. It'll be like 30 something.
Yeah, but 38.
Yeah, if you can find somebody that will trade for him. And
I think there's somebody that will, because there's teams that need a quarterback.
Well, somebody will look at it and say, you know what, I can fix him.
But Indianapolis is the best place for him to be. They probably can fix him in afterwards.
I will say it doesn't surprise me. If I say it surprises me, I will say,
look at Rivers. They were able to fix Rivers because they have the personnel.
yeah, I will say that I'm surprised that it took 1 week to hear rumors about that. For him to literally get butt hurt after one game. That shows a lack of maturity on his part. I'm sorry, that shows a lack of maturity, where it's all about me and I have to be a starter.
Of course it is.
See, a good quarterback will realize I'm playing badly. This is my team. I understand this. I've got to fix me, and it's not supposed to be just handed to me. And I need to be hungry enough to win that competition. And if I'm not, then I've got to accept that I am the reason I'm not out there. I should be better than Hurts should be, a rookie. That's on Carson Wentz. That's on nobody else but Carson Wentz.
Was winning games when Tua was injured. Then they have a drop off at their school.
Yeah,
So
true.
it's like,
I mean, you look at this.
There's problems with Hurt.
You look at him, 5 yards, first down.
And has CeeDee Lamb too, so but still.
See, Hurts is doing things that Carson Wentz can't do right now. You saw that on that RPO. He's able to pick up the yardage.
Yeah, because
And in the end, you need a guy who can be more than a pocket passer that fumbles the ball and holds on the ball too long. So there you have it. Carson Wentz wants to be traded. Yeah. Doesn't surprise me.
Philly said that surprised me.
I would, but then again, it wouldn't surprise me if anybody wanted to get out of Philadelphia because the place stinks. It stinks.
Well, it's not
literally.
It's not stinking right now.
Literally. If you
It's
ever
not
go
stinking
through
right now.
it, literally, when you go to
Look,
Philadelphia, it smells
look.
bad.
It's
It smells
not
bad.
stinking right now because they're still